Hey, I'm back on a Sadiddy Sunday. I wanted to come on and share this. For people who do not know, you cannot manipulate or harm a person who has captured his or her own mind. What I mean by that is a person who has faced their demons, they have come face to face with their own selves about things from childhood or young adulthood, teenage years, and they've overcome those things. You can't rattle those people. You really can't. Because one, we know what your problem is and why you're doing what you're trying to do. And two, for me, is if I and other people, but personally, if I have been a person who in my 20s was able to acknowledge and recognize things about myself based on how I grew up that I needed to correct and change, it is a pet peeve of mine. It baffles me when I encounter people that are 44, 45 years old who are still fighting their childhood demons. Not only that, in the process of fighting, not even fighting, y'all letting the motherfuckers win, because what you're doing is using those demons that are encapsulated in your mind, your thought processes, how you function and maneuver the world. You're using those things to harm and hurt other people for no good reason, who had nothing to do with whatever happened to you. That just, grind my gears. But it often tickles me. And I let people get away with a lot of shit. And I already know what you're up to. It was a post I saw the other day from this woman. She was posting, she's like, when you're intuitive and you have like a sixth sense, and the more that you operate in that, the more things are exposed to you. And a lot of times I don't say anything. I had a conversation with a coworker years and years ago, and I was talking to her about things that I know, and I told her some things about herself that I knew, and they were truthful, and she knew they were truthful. She even admitted that they were truthful. And I had said some things about other people, not negative, but just about encounters, things that I knew that they had done against me. And she was like, how in the world do you not say anything? And I said to her what I told my therapist the other day, and it was the fact that I knew wasn't about me to get back at that person or a group of people. It was for me to be aware of who they are and who they were, and God's way of showing me how to maneuver, not manipulate, but maneuver myself around them. So the things that I say it with intention. I don't care if these things are repeated, because I stand on a hill and say, yes, I said this, or yes, I did this around these particular people. But it also, that gift makes me more conscious of the things that I share with them and what I don't share. I saw a post the other day, don't remember who it was, but the post basically said, you do not want your close friends to know what you wouldn't want your enemy to know. Now, mind you, none of these people are close friends or close family to me, but this is how I deal with them. I tell them what I want. And because if I tell you about something, for me, I'm not embarrassed or ashamed about it, because like I said, I dealt with those demons in my early 20s about resentment and, just not liking, not that I didn't like who I was, but where I came from. And I realized I can't control that. But people will use where you came from against you. So in my mind, I started to transition and change a lot of things, and on how I felt as it relates to who I came from and, the circumstances of how I grew up. But anyways, I just wanted to come on and share that with y'all so you would know. So to remind people who are like me, we can't be manipulated, taken advantage of, framed, set up by people. because in ways that they want us to react negatively, especially they will say and do things to trigger you. And when you're aware of yourself and aware of triggers and things that just, like I said, grind your gears, you learn how to react to things or not react at all. And I'm not saying don't feel, but your reaction is different. When you can control the flesh, you can control a lot of things, what comes out of you. But anyway, that was one of the things I wanted to share with y'all on today. Y'all have a good day and a good week. I may be on again later on. I'm out by my space, so when I'm around this space, I have a tendency that my mind expands and things. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.